Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Savannah J. Goins, author of Young Adult Fantasy, and today I'm going to give you my 5 tips for how to reach your goals. So the problem with goals is we often set really high, lofty goals without planning the smaller stepping stone goal result. As a result, we feel overwhelmed and end up giving up on them. And then we feel worse about ourselves and are less likely to achieve future goals because we didn't achieve the last one, so how could we expect to achieve another one? So I'm going to give you some tips for how to reach those big goals by using smaller ones. So first of all, point number 1 is to identify your big desired goal and start with just planning on one. So let's say, for example, your big goal is to write a book. Okay, so then step number 2 is going to be to break it down into those smaller stepping stone goals. So think about what all is going to go into this to start with. You have creating an outline, you have doing your rough draft, doing some revisions, having some beta readers, and then getting into editing and deciding which route of publication you want to pursue. So start with those things and then even break those things down even further. So when you're going to make your outline, you're not going to be able to do that all in one day. I have a video linked below for how to outline a novel. You can check that out if you'd like to. But what you want to do is spend some time creating your outline so that you will be able to more effectively write your rough draft. So that's going to take some time. And then you have the rough draft, and that's obviously going to take a long time. So the way to break those things down into smaller pieces is to, step number 3, do the math. And so, for example, let's say we're going to take the rough draft. So to figure out how long it is likely going to take you to do this in a reasonable way, start by finding out what the average word count is for your genre. So if you're writing fantasy, the average word count is 70 to 90,000 words. So we'll go with 80,000 just as an average. So if you're going to write an 80,000 word rough draft and you know that it takes you, say, an hour to write 500 words, you can find out by doing the math that it's going to take you 160 hours to write that 80,000 word rough draft. So then if you know that you can commit to about an hour a day on average of writing time, you can know that it's going to take you 160 days, which is about 5.5 months, to write that rough draft. So now you can know that you don't need to expect yourself to do it in a month because you have reasonably planned out how long it should take. All right. So step number 4 is to continue to be very reasonable and consider life things. Are you going to have a baby in the next few months, or is someone likely to need to have surgery in a few months? Or within the next few weeks, are you going to possibly have to move or be acquiring a new pet or changing job positions, which might make you more tired than usual and might make it harder for you to write? Anything that you can plan for, or vacations, things like that. There are things that you can't plan for, but anything that you can plan for, go ahead and figure out how many hours those things are going to mess up for you, and either go ahead and plan to do them before that time that they're going to be taken away. Go ahead and do them early, or go ahead and just throw some buffer time into your plan. So if it's going to take you 5.5 months roughly, and you're going to have a couple of weeks worth of a vacation and something else that are going to possibly throw a wrench in your plans, add another few days, a couple of weeks to your plan, and say it's going to take you just an even 6 months to write your novel. Okay, so then step number 5 is not to get discouraged when you fail. There will be times when you don't get an hour of writing time in your day. There'll be times when you get way less than 7 on average in a week. The thing to do is never to give up and just to keep trying. And just remember that things will get better with practice. As you are learning how to write and getting used to being in the habit of it, it's going to be hard, and there are going to be times when it's really difficult to do. But if you can really just decide that you're going to be determined to get this done, and you can do it consistently, you will see improvement. And if it originally takes you an hour to write 500 words, by the end of that 6 months, you will be writing way faster than that if you stick to it and continue to improve. And that's like a really positive side effect of sticking to this one small piece of a small goal that's on its way to attaining your bigger goal of writing a book. And then I have a bonus tip for you as well, and that is to acquire accountability. If you make a goal and no one knows you made it, there's no consequences really for you to not accomplish it. So if you do make a goal and you tell people about it, well, then you're going to be embarrassed if you don't do it, and people are going to know about it. So if you can find yourself a writing buddy and or an accountability partner and share your goals, then you can keep each other accountable and bug each other about getting it done, and know that if you don't get it done, somebody is going to be after you about it, and you're going to have to, it's going to help you be more motivated to get it done, knowing that you're not the only one who knows about it. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a nice like, and let me know in the comments whether ideas you have about accomplishing goals and what things work for you. And if you would like to see my future writing videos, hit that subscribe button to be notified every time I post on Mondays. Ring that little bell. And if you have any writing questions you'd like me to answer in a future video, just let me know in the comments and I will do my best to answer that for you. Alright, I'll see you next time.